the secret U.S. mission that helped India in war with China. In October 1962, high in the icy Himalayas, India and China fought a brief but brutal war over disputed borders in Ladakh and Arunachal. What most history books skip is how the United States quietly became one of India's most vital supporters, helping reshape India's military and foreign policy forever. This is the true story of how America came to India's aid during its darkest military hour. Chapter 1. China strikes wearing woolen uniforms and lacking proper weapons, found themselves outnumbered and outgunned by battle-hardened Chinese PLA forces. China, under Mao Zedong, launched a surprise attack on Indian positions. In October 1962, ill-equipped Indian soldiers. As Indian defenses crumbled, Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru made an unprecedented move. He reached out directly to U.S. President John F. Kennedy for urgent military assistance. Chapter 2. Nehru's SOS letter on November 19, 1962. Nehru sent a personal letter to Kennedy, requesting 12 U.S. fighter squadrons to U.S. bomber squadrons, immediate military aid to defend Indian airspace and stop Chinese advances. This was a major shift. India had been non-aligned, often critical of the West. Yet now, it was appealing to the USA, its ideological opposite. In desperation, Chapter 3. Operation Hawk. America responds. Despite Cold War tensions, President Kennedy responded swiftly. Within days, the U.S. began Operation Hawk, including emergency airlifts of military supplies, rifles, mortars, clothing, and communication gear, sending U.S. Air Force transport planes to India. Via Pakistan and Iran, plans to deploy American fighters to protect Indian cities. America also pressured China warning against escalation. Chapter 4. The ceasefire and its consequences. On November 21, 1962, China declared a unilateral ceasefire and withdrew. The U.S. assistance didn't turn the tide, but it gave India breathing space and signaled that the West would not stay silent. The psychological impact was massive. For the first time, India realized it needed to modernize its military fast. Although this trust would later suffer during the Cold War, it planted the seeds for the deeper cooperation we see today. Non-alignment had limits in real conflicts. The U.S. could be a reliable security partner when it mattered. Chapter 5. A turning point in India's relations. The 1962 war marked the beginning of strategic trust between India and the USA. It also set off a massive American-backed military modernization plan for India, including India had been betrayed by China, humbled in war, but rescued, at least partially, by the distant superpower it once distrusted, training Indian pilots and officers, supply of artillery, aircraft, and radar systems in 1962. The U.S. didn't just send weapons, it sent a message. India would not stand alone. Enhanced diplomatic channels between New Delhi and Washington. Epilogue. The Quiet Alliance. Though the 1962 war lasted only a month, it was a watershed moment in Asia. The American eagle never landed in the Himalayas, but its shadow helped deter further aggression and changed India's foreign policy forever. Moral of the story. In war, true friends reveal themselves not in treaties, but in action.